conversation.
Okay.
But feel free to use your glasses. So good morning, and thank you for meeting with me.
My pleasure.
Um, the release, did I send you the release? Did we
I
get?
saw that, yeah.
Okay. So would you like to give me a verbal okay or?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
All right. We have it on video and uh, orally.
Okay.
So I'll go ahead and just sign it for you that you gave me the release on the interview. Okay. Um, so would you like to, do you have any questions first of all?
No,
All right.
waiting for you.
All right. So in your experience, what is divine grace?
Divine grace is this sense of complete fullness. It's a sense of complete fulfillment. Fulfillment
Mm-hmm.
is a sense of not seeking anymore
Mm-hmm.
because everything is full and complete here.
Mm-hmm.
It's a sense of freedom,
Mm-hmm.
freedom from all these fake desires
Mm-hmm.
and also the fears. That to me is a complete grace.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want to elaborate this that much,
Mm-hmm.
but I like to ask you, if you don't mind,
Yeah.
start with this interview with a simple question
Uh-huh.
or something that for you to just think about it.
Okay.
I want to ask you, what if I tell you that the fulfillment and that grace that we are talking about
Mm-hmm.
is already here? And everybody is completely graceful, full of grace.
Mm-hmm.
And everything is happening is grace.
Mm-hmm.
And what if I tell you that if you know this grace, if you know that this is here, then why are we chasing the grace?
Mm-hmm.
See?
Mm-hmm.
So this is how I like to start.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I start with this idea of me chasing grace now
Mm-hmm.
in order to get to some divine God, whatever you want to call it, this assumption is under the question mark.
Mm-hmm.
You need to question that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But if I know that, so what I'm trying to say is that this grace is here because grace arises from who I am. Grace is not something that I have to go out of myself and to reach to that, to attain that. It's not attainable thing.
Mm-hmm.
It is already here. But the reason that I don't see it, the reason that humanity
Mm-hmm.
does not see it, is not because it's not here.
Mm-hmm.
So, in other words, we don't have the lack of grace problem.
I like that.
You know what? Very simple. It's very simple. It's not a lack of grace problem. It's a lack of knowledge
Mm.
problem.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And what knowledge I'm talking about? The knowledge of who am I?
Mm-hmm.
This lack of self-knowledge. Because I don't know who I am.
Mm-hmm.
Because I am under this spell of duality, which I think that I am this. This is what I believe that I am. This is what I was told that I am. So therefore, in this format, I am this person
Mm-hmm.
which owns this body and this mind, and it's apart from the rest of the world
Mm-hmm.
and also apart from the truth. The truth is something above me, like apart from me. So this is duality.
Mm-hmm.
In this assumption, absolutely, I need some grace, I need some help, I need some whatever activities. I have to do something in order to reach. So, in other words, I am here in this status, I'm trying to reach that. So, this is duality.
Mm-hmm.
In this duality, I would never reach to the grace that I'm looking for. Because this assumption of there is this person here who is seeking, you have to put it under the question mark.
Mm-hmm.
Is this person real? Is a reality? Or am I constantly ignoring something is so here?
Mm-hmm.
So under that assumption, you constantly seeking. That human being who is under the spell of this duality, the duality is real, but is not the ultimate. See, I don't ignore this. This is a beautiful format,
Mm-hmm.
but it is only one side of the coin.
Mm-hmm.
If you're staying in this side of the coin, yes, there is a person who is trying to get grace in order to get to the divine. That format. But if you just turn this coin around to see this other side of your problem, there is no, you will notice. Once I know what is true here and who am I? Who am I here?
Mm-hmm.
I don't have this desire to get into the grace or to reach to a divine. There is, and the word of the divine to me is very misleading
Mm-hmm.
because if it's a divine, everything is a divine. Everything is a divine.
Mm-hmm.
There is no one divine and this is a divine, that's not a divine. One holy as opposed to not holy. You know, these are all the words that people play with that, and it doesn't really make sense to me. It's not a reality. The reality is that I need to know what is truth here. Who am I? And that solves that. Then after that, there is no question left. There is nothing missing here. You will see in breath to breath, you would recognize this is who I am is full and complete, satisfied constantly, doesn't need anything, doesn't, without those fake desires that used to be here because I didn't know who I was. And therefore, because of this sense of lack, I keep wanting, wanting, wanting. Now, the worldly stuff, it used to be something that I used to work, but then in the spiritual now, I want grace, I want peace, I want it. And all of that is going to create even more problem for the seeker who doesn't know where to start.
Mm-hmm.
So this is, I just wanted to open up, and I want to see what is your response to this?
Well, um, so you talked about that was a beautiful analogy of so on this side there is the individual seeking grace, and you said but you turn it over and it's actually everywhere. But I'm wondering, in that turning, does that turning actually require grace?
Grace is in everything. Yes, the turning requires grace, and not turning requires grace. How's that? Am I confusing you?
No. That's interesting. Yeah. Not turning is grace. Huh.
Because there is no one better than the other.
Mm.
Here is not meant to be certain way.
Mm.
You see, if you are right now
Mm-hmm.
in this position
Mm-hmm.
that you think yourself as an individual,
Mm-hmm.
apart from everybody else and apart from the reality, the truth,
Mm-hmm.
that's exactly what's meant to be.
Mm-hmm.
And it's beautiful.
Mm-hmm. It's beautiful
That's
suffering.
all. Because
Mm-hmm.
you're experiencing this duality, because you want to experience this duality. Well,
Mm-hmm.
there's nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to feel like I am separated from you.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to play this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So what's wrong with that? Two people are talking and playing and with duality.
Mm-hmm.
It's a beautiful format. It's a
Mm-hmm.
beautiful format. It's a miracle. To me, when I look at it, it's, oh my goodness, this looks so, to me, it's like a miracle that this one that I am talking as if there are two people here.
Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful. Why
Mm-hmm.
not?
Mm-hmm.
Why not? Why
Right.
not duality?
Mm-hmm.
Duality arises from who I am. But if I only see the duality, only see this side of the coin, then the suffering arises.
Mm-hmm.
Then you feel sense of lack. Something is missing.
Mm-hmm.
I need to, I am here, and in order to go to there, that state of being, I need to do certain things. So there is this person here,
Mm-hmm.
fake. It's not a real. That person who thinks you, or each person think they are, is not a real thing. It's just a thought. That person wants things because it's always a sense of lack. It's something is missing always here.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, I have to do something. You know,
Mm-hmm.
there is nothing to do. See, who you are is already full and complete,
Mm-hmm.
and who you are is exactly right here and right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, what should you do in order to be yourself?
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, that leads to the question, what do you do to to know yourself?
Beautiful,
Mm-hmm.
beautiful. That is the real question. So the problem is not the grace problem, it's a knowledge problem. I don't know who I am.
Mm-hmm.
I think that I'm this person who needs the grace in order to get to the reality.
Mm-hmm.
So the true question, the golden question you just asked, thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
So then, who am I?
Mm-hmm.
Who am I? This question is is a very authentic question. It has to come from the core of your being,
Mm-hmm.
and is not. And the purpose of it is not to feel better. How can I feel better? Feel more fulfilled, or more satisfied, or more secure, or any of how do I play in this realm of duality? The purpose of it is just I just want to know what is true,
Mm-hmm.
regardless of what how I'm gonna feel, regardless, because there's nothing to attain here. If anything, you gotta stop and lose everything first.
Mm-hmm.
To me, the most important thing when I see people, when I interact with people right now, I have to see this authentic earnestness to know the truth.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be this absolute burning desire for freedom. Absolutely. It has to be very authentic. Not everybody has that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not meant to be. This path is not for everyone.
Mm-mm.
I said that for a few interviews, in every interview. This path is not that this is a very high level thing and it's only for certain people. That's not what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
This is not, it's not that.
Mm-hmm.
It is, this path is only for those people who are truly want to know what is this whole thing is all about.
Mm-hmm.
And who am I here?
Mm-hmm.
Really? Really?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want anything else except that. This is all I want. Because I asked them,
Mm-hmm.
what it is that you want?
Mm-hmm.
You know, they have to tell me, show me that this is it. This is all I want. Just help me to know who I am. Then I would help them. Then I would invite them over. I have to make sure this desire is really authentic.
Mm-hmm.
Because 90, honestly, if I tell you that you will be surprised, 99%
Mm-hmm.
people, when I interact, they don't have that level of the desire, that passion.
Mm-hmm.
That passion has to be there. It has to be very, very strong.
Mm-hmm.
See, I never had any guru. I never had anybody help me.
Mm-hmm.
I had to do it on my own.
Mm.
It was difficult.
Yeah.
This path is difficult.
Mm.
See, when you recognize the truth, it's funny because
Mm-hmm.
this whole thing is so funny. It's so simple.
Mm-hmm.
I started to cry and 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 laugh. And it's a combination of all these feelings.
Mm-hmm.
But you had to go through that.
Mm-hmm.
It's a process of thought. These are all mental.
Mm-hmm.
It's not something that I became or I attained. It's not like that. These are all mental.
Mm-hmm.
All that mental problems, issues needs to be dissolved completely
Mm-hmm.
in order to be able to take it one look. See, you have to take one, be able to just stop 1 second and look. This look is not for everyone. This look is destroys everything. It burns all of that beliefs that I have about myself,
Mm-hmm.
about this world,
Mm-hmm.
about my role. Everything burns out. But there is something here that it cannot be burned. It is always here.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't come and go.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to know what is my relationship to this. It is important to know. You see, a lot of people contact me. They know all the answers because they heard this from all these gurus.
Mm-hmm.
But knowing the answer mentally is not freedom.
Nope.
It's not going to set you free.
Mm-hmm.
You have to know it.
Mm-hmm.
Knowing is from inside out.
Mm-hmm.
It's not from outside in.
Mm-hmm.
Awakening is from, this is how you wake up. You
Mm-hmm.
wake up to who you are
Mm-hmm.
and you know it. This is a knowing. This is not something that somebody told you. So
Mm-hmm.
you believe, it's not a belief system. It's not a, I believe somebody said that.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like that. It is you directly, you know what is true here. And that's it. This is going to be, that's the end of the everything. It puts an end to all of the silly questions even you have
Mm-hmm.
about this world, about this, the whole thing, the whole thing. The whole thing becomes just a reflection, a miraculous reflection of it.
Mm-hmm.
That's all there is.
Mm-hmm.
So In other words, this path is about removing the ignorance.
Mm.
I was ignorant
Mm-hmm.
because I didn't know what was the truth in here about
Right.
myself.
Mm-hmm.
And moment to moment, breath to breath, I was ignoring what was here, constantly, and pretending to be this person,
Mm-hmm.
constantly.
Mm-hmm.
That's ignorance.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, as a person, it's okay if I know what is true. Playing this person is the most beautiful thing.
Mm-hmm.
Playing the role of a mother, of a wife, what is wrong with that? You play it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't know who you are, then there will be all these sense of fear, attachment, um, anxiety, all this stuff that the people have
Mm-hmm.
arises. And so I'm just trying to, in this interview, trying to help people to see what is the root of all that.
Mm-hmm.
The root of it is because I don't know who I am, truly.
Mm-hmm.
I have this idea about myself,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that I'm not complete.
Mm-hmm.
That idea of myself, of course, is not complete. The idea of you is a thought, it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't have any root.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I am a mother, I am a wife, I am this, I am that, I am a doctor. So this is what I think I am.
Mm-hmm.
So that, of course, it has a lot of holes, a lot of empty holes to
Mm-hmm.
be filled.
Mm-hmm.
And that thing that I think I am, it can never be that wholeness that I am.
Mm-hmm.
It would never recognize
Yes.
that wholeness that I am. That wholeness that I am is complete already.
Yes.
It doesn't need a thing to be added to me or subtracted from me. I am full and satisfied. See, this satisfaction that is here is because of this knowledge. It's not because you go and meditate anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't need it. You don't
Mm-hmm.
need to quiet the mind anymore. You don't need to do anything anymore because this knowledge sets you free.
Mm-hmm.
All you need is just this knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to set you free.
Okay. Um, so I'm trying to formulate my questions into your language. Um, so for those people that don't know who they are, on the top of the hand, um, well, I guess actually, maybe we can explore a little bit if you've had. I know it gets a little challenging, but maybe a big moment of grace where it feels like something happened, something profound happened. If we can explore that a little bit, if that would be all right with you.
Sure.
Okay.
Good question. You're asking you're hitting the nail on the head
Mm,
with this question. Beautiful.
thank you.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
See, I love that. That's clarity
Mm,
in your head. Beautiful.
mm,
This path, recognition of the truth, is not an experience.
mm,
It's not a specific experience. although in my interviews, if you go listen to interviews with Rick Archer in
Mhm.
the Buddha at the Gas Pump,
Mhm.
I explain about a lot of experience that I had, such as Kundalini
Mhm.
experiences, all that.
Mhm.
But I have news for people, good news for people.
Mhm.
Good news is you don't need to have any of those experiences.
Mhm.
So there is no such thing that I have to have this Kundalini awakening all of a sudden in me to see what is the truth.
Mhm.
None of that is true.
Mhm.
Because I used to have a whole lot of those.
Mhm. Mhm.
Not only a Kundalini, but also going deep down into this realm of emptiness and feeling absolute grace, absolute joy, pure,
Mhm.
and love and ecstasy. That's the word, ecstasy. If you think that is the thing, that's the solution, I have news for you. That's not it.
Mhm.
Because if you do have only that, and oh, that state of no thoughts and just beautiful. When you come out of that, and it's still you think that you're this little poor little me here, and my story, you're still gonna have all these issues. Me and my life, and what do I do, what should I not to do, all of the above. All
Mhm.
the anxieties again comes back. So this is not about that. It's not about that kind of experience that I should have. And all of a sudden, some volcano, like explosion, has to happen.
Mhm.
It's not like
Mhm.
so. People have this idea about awakening. That's why, although they are so awake, I see that. I see they're talking from the source. I mean, acting from the source, but still they think that they are this person. I mean,
Mhm.
that to me is like funny. It's so funny that you are so wise and so there, and you don't know that you're there.
Mhm.
So when I invite people here, I would let them know ahead of time that don't expect any kind of experience.
Mhm.
I'm not helping you on that kind of.
Mhm. Mhm.
Although, when you sit in front of someone who is in this presence, who knows herself as this, you also feel completely this. You also feel this openness of yourself. All of a sudden, this sweetness of yourself, this
Mhm.
presence of yourself, it's gonna shine
Mhm.
without any doubt.
Mhm.
But that is not also everything.
Mhm.
If you think that you can go sit next to a guru, some holy person, give a hug, and then, oh, my heart palpitates, I feel so good now, and then, oh, this is so good, and you get so attached to that guru, and, oh, I have to go and keep visiting this guru because I feel good when I get there.
Mhm.
But then when you walk away from it, within a few days, the same old me is gonna come out.
Mhm.
That is not a beginning.
Mhm.
That's gonna be another attachment.
Mhm. Yeah.
When I invite you here, I want you to set yourself free from any kind of attachment.
Mhm.
So you know that you don't need anybody or anything anymore because you see your own fulfillment, your own fullness all of a sudden.
Mhm.
So you don't need any more anybody around you because
Mhm.
there is no anybody anyway. There's only this.
Mhm.
So when I work with you, first of all, someone who I invite here, I like to have them. I like them to have some sort of a experience, or let's say official experience of meditation. Is not meditation has to have a purpose, not just going there and just watching my breath. That's not what I'm talking about. If
Mhm.
someone who comes here has to know, when you close the eyes and go to this depth, do not have the fear of this emptiness, because this emptiness is everything.
Mhm.
Okay, so the person had to have that kind of a familiarity to this space.
Mhm.
Usually, people who have a lot of experience, lots of experience, have been in this path for many years. They know what I'm talking about. When
Mhm.
we close the eyes, we go deep. They know where I am, and they are in the same exact spot. They are not like up here snorkeling, and here I am deep into this depth.
snorkeling.
When I'm asking you questions, snorkeling up here, you don't know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
If you just put your head on to the water, just symbolically, all you see is from up here.
Mm-hmm.
But if you know what I'm talking about, you come deep a little bit deep. I'm not saying that deep, but you can be able to come to this depth of emptiness. So when I'm asking you questions, you would answer me yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I don't tell you who you are. You tell me who you are.
Mm-hmm.
I'm helping you. I just help you, coach you. Because when you go in this depth is like a complete emptiness,
Mm-hmm.
complete openness. Yes? If you only pay attention to that openness, which is empty, you're missing a point. There is one point, there is one thing that you have been ignored. One thing.
Mm.
I help people to see that
Mm.
on their own. They have to see it on their own so
Mm-hmm.
that they can, there is a conviction there
Mm-hmm.
to claim it.
Mm.
You have to claim it. And this knowing is like this. This minute, you don't know. This minute, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happens.
Mm.
It's
Do
not,
you
not
think that's grace?
whatever you want to call it. Whatever you want to call it grace, that is grace. Even if it doesn't happen, I told you, it is a grace.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It doesn't necessarily have to happen that way.
Mm.
It doesn't.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean,
This,
so I'm using the word grace to mean, is it something that I can do,
there is
or
nothing.
is it, yeah.
See, this person who is asking
Mm-hmm.
that it is something I have to do in order to.
Mm-hmm.
This person does not exist.
Mm-hmm.
It's a thought.
Mm-hmm.
So let's drop this for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? This is nothing to do. It's something to see. To see it.
Mm-hmm.
In order to see, you don't have to do anything. You can be I have people during that few years that I have been interacting with people.
Mm-hmm.
I worked with a young people, very, very young, at age 22, 23, and they were ready
Mm-hmm.
and they woke up
Mm-hmm.
without even a background of meditation.
Mm-hmm.
So, whatever you want to call that. This person has a burning desire. She told me, I want to know the truth. Just help me.
Mm-hmm.
Help me out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So, she wakes up.
Mm-hmm.
But I can tell you, I invited people to my house and I thought that they're ready.
Mm-hmm.
They came in here,
Mm-hmm.
20 years of experience of meditation,
Mm-hmm.
in this path for over 20 years,
Mm-hmm.
not being able to see.
Mm-hmm.
Can't. It
Mm-hmm.
was difficult for them to see.
Mm-hmm.
So I cannot tell you which one is better than the other. This is not about that.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about that. Because if you want to stay in this duality, there's a reason for it. You want to try, you are enjoying this play of meanness,
Mm-hmm.
just enjoying. And you want to be seeking. You want to keep being in this position of seeking. Not to be able to see. There is nothing to see because what you are looking for is right here. See, people get into this habit of seeking
Mm-hmm.
somehow, and it's very hard for them to get out of it
Mm-hmm.
because you know why? They create a character strong
Mm-hmm.
now,
Mm-hmm.
which is a seeker,
Mm-hmm.
which has an identity of a seeker.
Mm-hmm.
Now here, when they come to me, what do? I chop the head of this character. I'm helping them to just get rid of it.
Mm-hmm.
And that part is difficult
Yeah.
because without this seeker, what's going to happen to me?
Mm-hmm.
That me, you have to recognize that me never existed to begin with. That me that I thought I was, that I invest on myself. A lot of people say, "Oh, I have put a lot of investment on myself."
Mm-hmm.
Invest, yeah, of course you did. You put a lot of investment. You educated yourself. You have this, you have that. You have accomplished. These are my, all my stuff and my role and my all of the above. So how can I possibly drop that?
Mm-hmm.
It's difficult for them to drop it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm saying that burning desire has to be there. It has to be real.
Mm-hmm.
Because otherwise it's going to be the same seeker who is seeking the material stuff. It doesn't matter. You're seeking for a car or a house or for vacation, or you're seeking for God or grace or all of the above. They're exactly the same to me. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Because who is seeking? Who is the person who is seeking? There is this idea of me in the head who thinks that I am a person
Mm-hmm.
who has this body. Now I'm here. I'm trying to reach there.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a duality. I'm living in this duality. So I want to play in this duality
Mm-hmm.
and think this is real. So what is wrong with that? I don't see anything wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. And I leave them alone. When I see in that level, if this person wants to stay in this level,
Mm-hmm.
and just you cannot push it anymore. You cannot pour the information on top of their heads. You can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot say you are this and that. Because even if you say that she believes it, that belief is not set you free. The
Mm-hmm.
belief doesn't set you free.
Right.
Never.
Mm-hmm.
You need to know. The knowing sets you free. Knowing.
Mm-hmm.
This knowing is from inside. I know this. I just know it.
Mm-hmm.
And not only know it, but you live it. You're living yourself as this.
Mm-hmm.
As from this platform now. Platform of existence that I am. I am this. Of course I am. What else I can be? Who else I can be other than this? What is always here? What doesn't come and go?
Mm-hmm.
See, if somebody is ready, if they listen to this interview of yours, they wake up. They wake up by just saying that. I have people called me. My first interview with Rick,
Mm-hmm.
this guy called me from Australia. I said one sentence. I would repeat that here. He said that one sentence woke me up. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I needed. He was a seeker for all his life.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I said? Do you want to know?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Very simple. I said, when you close the eyes and you are in this space of openness, this emptiness, this silence is pointing to the truth that you are right here and right now. You need to be recognized that mind of yours, that state of mind of yours is very important. Where exactly are you to hear what this message is? This message is strong, is very powerful,
Mm-hmm.
is pointing exactly to what is the truth right now, which is so here.
Is it's point it's pointing, or is it who we are?
It's you are observing that space.
Mm-hmm.
What is the prior to that space?
Mm.
Something is observing that space.
Mm-hmm.
Which one is prior? Which one is first?
That space. No?
You tell me. This space is here.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you are? There's a space here,
Mm-hmm.
but there is something prior to this who is aware of the space.
Hmm. I guess it was always my understanding that space is what I am. Um,
The space is what you, it's part of you.
mm-hmm.
This space, but you're not even this space.
Hmm.
Because you're observing this. If you're observing the space, you cannot be space only. Yes?
Mm. Mm-hmm.
See, if I'm observing this body,
Mm-hmm.
I have to be prior to this body. Yes or no? I cannot be this body
Mm-hmm.
if I'm observing it.
Mm-hmm.
Very simple.
Mm-hmm.
So then I am prior to this.
Mm-hmm.
Same as this. When I close the eyes, I go to that space of emptiness.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that is the problem of people. They think that they want to identify with this open space of nothingness.
Mm-hmm.
This is not a nothingness here.
Mm-hmm.
The nothingness is for the ego. When you close the eyes and you go to this space of nothingness, the ego vanishes. Isn't that so? The me disappears.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And this part people have problems with, a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
When the ego dissolves, they don't know what is going on in here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? This part you need guidance
Mm-hmm.
because this nothingness is from the point of view of the ego is nothingness. So this is very scary. People cannot go to that depth.
Mm-hmm.
They think this is very scary.
Mm-hmm.
But try to understand that in the midst of this space of emptiness, there is one point that you're missing. See, Rumi, I would give you that message from. I'll say it even in Persian, and I'm going to translate what he has to say,
Okay.
so that I clarify that.
Mm-hmm.
He says that you pretend there is a circle here. Just pretend there's a circle.
Mm-hmm.
He says, عاقلان باید که بر مرکز زنند. That means if this is a circle here, that circles of space. Imagine this is a space, openness. There is one center here. Only. Only one center. There's one point. Watch this one point. I just put this one point in here so you can see. He said the wisdom is you don't circle around on the circumference. That's what people do. They're circling around in this path. It's not about that. It's about stopping here. One point. At one point, you need to stop fully and then hit the center. That's what he's talking about. What is he talking about? Center means what exactly? The truth. The existence, the life, the reality. This reality is not empty space. Empty space is in you also. That doesn't define you fully. You are beyond that, beyond even the empty space. See, very important. You have to hit this center. This center is not so easy. So therefore, you need some guidance. When you go deep into that depth, I ask you questions. And you have to be able to be comfortable with this. And the comfort is that you have been trained the mind that this space of existence is trustworthy. Trust, that's the word. Please listen. It is trustworthy. Because it is the only thing it is real and it's so here. Because there is nothing else but this. That's why it's trustworthy. And that's why ultimate. Ultimate doesn't mean big. Ultimate means is ever present. non-changing. It doesn't change. Something here that is so profound. It is so here, it is so powerful. It's so irresistible here. It is so obviously here. It is so obvious and very trustworthy. You need to trust it. Because it is trustworthy. The only thing that you can trust is this. So that is freedom. That is so then if I know myself as the truth, why do I need grace? Grace arises from who I am. Isn't that so?
I'm asking you.
Joy arises from who I am. That is what I am. That is the attributes that arises from this existence that I am. This existence does not have attributes, but everything arises from it. Everything. So then self-love is here. Of course, because I don't have ideas anymore about myself. I know myself as this. But this is not a thing that you can talk about it. This is a mystery. You cannot describe it. You cannot bring it to the words. If you ask me who you are, who am I cannot tell you. I cannot just not one word comes out of my mouth. Not one word. I know, but I don't know. See, this is a very paradox.
Yeah. So, so I'm just going to ask the questions, and we'll, even though I'll just let you answer. So, if are there things we can do to open to grace?
Yes, this is a good question. Again, as a doer individual, I told you, it is nothing to do really, because what you are already are, who you are. Like, let me give you ask you a simple question. Like, your body is a female, isn't it? Okay. For your body, in order to be a female for that body, does that body has to do anything?
No.
No. Why?
Well, science would tell me it's a DNA code.
Yeah, and it already is. Do you have to try to be female in this body?
Sometimes it feels like it, but I like where you're going.
You know what I'm going
Yeah, yeah.
No, I mean, something typical body,
Yes. Yeah.
female or male.
Yeah.
Is there any effort I have to put in
No.
to be female body?
Mm.
No. Same thing with who you are. For who you are, who you truly are, your true nature that is right here, there's no effort. But to get to know who I am, absolutely. The path has been already defined. This path is a path of silence. You have to be able to just stop. Just stop, close the eyes. Why am I emphasizing so much in the closing the eyes? Because when the eyes are open, what am I seeing? Duality. I see this as me and that as you. Like there is trueness already. Okay? But what if I close the eyes for 1 minute? Everyone, you want to do that same. When you close the eyes, there is nothing here. Right? There's no duality here.
Right.
There is only space. And there's only existence. When you close the physical eyes, the real eye, the true inner eye is open. But if you don't know it, you think that you still have to seek it. You have to seek. You are seeing everything exactly right when you close the eyes. There's a space, openness, existence here, ever presence. Who I am is here, right here. But the moment you get deluded again. You think that you are this individual. Open up, then you see the duality.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so in the beginning of this path, it is important to be able to just close the eyes and just go and feel comfortable around this space of existence. Trust it. This is trustworthy. Do not be afraid of emptiness, because the mind is not comfortable sometimes around this space. It's
Mm-hmm.
when the thing stops like that, the mind gets afraid,
Mm-hmm.
something like it missing.
Mm-hmm.
Feels like I see a lot of people say, oh, the moment my mind stops, I feel scared. It's very scary. It's
Mm-hmm.
not. It's not. And do not be afraid that what's going to happen to me now. Am I going to die? No, you're not. No, you're not.
Mm-hmm.
Who you are doesn't come and doesn't go.
Mm-hmm.
The real you, nothing is going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be afraid. Who you are, it never comes and never goes, doesn't die. This body, yes, this body is going to fall. But what does that have to do with you? If I know myself as this body, yes, I'm afraid. Oh my God, my mind stopped all of a sudden. I don't know. I'm coming out. No, I'm not going to do that. No, you need to really sincerely go within and see what is going on in here. And that is self-discovery,
Mm-hmm.
and not be afraid of that.
Mm-hmm.
And then after a while, when you are complete in peace with the space of openness, you are
Mm-hmm.
very comfortable and trusting.
Mm-hmm.
Very important, trusting. Then you are ready. When we do this meditation together, you are ready to hear what I have to say. In the midst of that emptiness,
Mm-hmm.
I point out to that one point that you always missed.
Mm-hmm.
There is one point that you ignored. It's like you paid attention on anything and everything in this world except that one thing.
Mm-hmm.
You missed. You missed the spot. That's what it is. You missed the spot.
Right on cue.
Yes.
We got music.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So,
Excuse me.
um, so the path is very difficult. Very difficult. It's very, very difficult.
Mm-hmm.
But the concept is the easiest thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's so easy, people miss it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But this path is not some path is from point A to point B. It's not like that. You are already the complete truth in here, but you don't know it yourself as that. You think that you're somebody else. So this is all happening, this whole path of the truth happening in the head, in the mind.
Mm-hmm.
It's all mental. It's not real existential.
Mm-hmm.
It's not existential. Let's put
Mm-hmm.
it this way.
Yeah.
Because you exist already. You are complete already. You are full already. But you're not aware of that.
Mm-hmm.
You think that have to do something in order to be this.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to do anything to be the truth that you are. All you need to know is just a simple shift of vision. Just a little thing. Little thing has to happen. Thing like that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. That you know.
Mm-hmm.
You know. And then another thing. This is important.
Mm-hmm.
When you wake up truly to who you are,
Mm-hmm.
truly, there is no way you will fall back to sleep to this good old me again. Ever again. This is like a switch of the light.
Mm-hmm.
This light is either on switch, which you know who you are, and what is this whole picture.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? The duality doesn't go away. Remember I told you the coin?
Mm-hmm.
The coin of this side of the duality plays. But because I know the other side fully,
Mm-hmm.
I am living the totality.
Mm-hmm.
So I play the duality.
Mm-hmm.
They told me this is Ellie. Okay, fine. Okay, that's Jacqueline. Fine. no
Mhm.
problem. I
Mhm.
play the role,
Mhm.
but I know what is behind it. And I'm not going to get confused ever again.
Right.
I have seen some people, they say, oh, I recognize that there is an awareness here, there's a conscious, whatever they want to call it. But then again, I go back. I on and off.
Mhm.
So, because that is not true understanding.
Mhm.
I see 99% of people who are in this path,
Mhm.
they heard about it, they talked about it, they recognize it. If you just recognize that there is something here, but you act as if you're a person again, with this me and my story and my drama again, and I'm trying to reach to this again, then still there is this me lingering in there.
Mhm.
There's a person me is there.
Mhm.
But when you know who you are, that person dissolves, disappears from inside.
Mhm.
See, when people try to understand that when I say dissolves, that doesn't mean that when I get up here, I cannot play my role
Mhm.
as an individual.
Mhm.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
My children come in, they call me mommy. I respond.
Mhm.
See,
Mhm.
that doesn't go away.
Mhm.
I don't lose my mind.
Mhm.
I know what is the truth about myself.
Mhm.
I know I don't have any identity
Mhm.
whatsoever.
Mhm.
I recognize my clarity,
Mhm.
openness,
Mhm.
no color,
Mhm.
no color, nothing is here.
Mhm.
And that is freedom.
Mhm.
And I'm not trying to hold on to this image in my
Mhm.
head.
Mhm.
There is no image. There is no image of person, somebody woke up either. That's not that either.
Mhm.
There is no such thing. Awakened as opposed to not awakened. It's not like that.
Mhm.
Because everybody is that.
Mhm.
You see everybody as this light,
Mhm.
and you talk to people as that. You point of view, the person that you are really talking is the self,
Mhm.
is the true self, not
Mhm.
an egoic self.
Mhm.
That's why when people have this conversation, when you have this conversation, something inside of them just wakes up. It's
Mhm.
like, oh my goodness, yes, yes, absolutely.
Mhm.
This is so here.
Mhm. Mhm.
So that's the thing. You know it.
Mhm.
You know. And then the life would be you're gonna play this life knowingly
Mhm.
with this knowledge of who am I. And in every incident, you see, every event that happens, I see myself as who am I in this. It's just the play in this incident. It reinforces, I don't know how to say it,
Mhm.
reconfirms,
Mhm.
deepens.
Mhm.
When I say deepens, it's not like a no, it's not like it's not like expansion. It's just like confirms that who I am here. Who am I in here in this picture? Is it
Mhm.
is it a person here or only this presence of existence that is so here and that is so me. It is this is so me. It
Mhm.
is the conviction
Mhm.
over and over, over and over, breath to breath. It has, and then you know what happens? This attention of mine that used to be to this word and play,
Mhm.
this attention naturally, it goes like this, comes back
Mhm.
naturally,
Mhm.
effortlessly comes back.
Mhm.
It's not that I have to bring my attention back here. It's
Mhm.
not like that. There is no me who tries. There is only this. So this attention by itself comes back home.
Mhm.
It feels this is the place I should be always.
Mhm.
Okay, and then when I need to do some interaction, so I will bring this attention a little bit out, do my whatever I have to do, but then I don't forget I don't forget what is here.
Mm-hmm.
Constantly is like this is always here, but then attention goes out, and
Mm-hmm.
then it's always like you are home constantly.
Mm-hmm.
You're not jumping out all of a sudden fully to this play and believe that this is the reality.
Mm-hmm.
So it's more anchored. It's like you're anchored
Mm-hmm.
on something that it is so reliable.
Mm-hmm. So you mentioned, so through the interview, you've mentioned earnestness, absolute burning desire, meditation, um, silence, to stop, close your eyes, and to trust the silence. Is there anything else you would add to things we can do to open to grace?
Okay. See, this is in this path that happens to me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Each body mind is so unique.
Mm-hmm.
So I cannot. Please do not take what I said as a prescription.
Right. These are mere.
It's not.
Yes.
It's not.
Mm-hmm.
It's not.
Yes.
Not at all.
Mm-hmm.
What I said is, I said in this path, this is. It seems to be
Mm-hmm.
working
Mm-hmm.
for people because
Mm-hmm.
during all these years of this people trying to reach to the truth that they are, it seems that they are using these methods, methodology,
Mm-hmm.
but there is no such thing. If I tell you, for each individual
Mm-hmm.
is so unique.
Yes.
For you, it's going to be absolutely positively something totally unique
Mm-hmm.
that is nothing to do with anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
It as if this never happened to anybody. Do you
Mm-hmm.
understand what I'm saying? It's as if
Mm-hmm.
this is the first your this body is the first body who knows this. That's how it's gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
So this please don't take this as a prescription. This is just a just like a high level
Mm-hmm.
things that I said,
Mm-hmm.
but I would definitely suggest that you need to go in a quiet silence a little bit
Mm-hmm.
because your mind has to really stop this chattering, this
Mm-hmm.
play of duality needs to stop for a while so you can be able to see what is truth,
Mm-hmm.
what is here, what is always here,
Mm-hmm.
what doesn't come and go.
Mm-hmm.
See, this what doesn't come and go. Mind takes it as very shallow thing. Mind thinks, oh, okay, there's awareness here. No, if the mind is mature, the mind says absolutely yes to this,
Mm-hmm.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
It would say yes, absolutely, this is the ultimate. It's not because the immature mind says, oh, this is too ordinary. I need something else. It has to
Mm-hmm.
be something, has to be some specific experience or anything. It's not like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's an immature mind. A mind who wants to stay in the play of duality.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't see what is true. It doesn't hear even either. It doesn't hear. Hears, but it doesn't. Because it hears what it wants to hear. And it filters the rest, because the rest is very heavy. To the mind, to the ego, who is a seeker, who wants to be a seeker, this message is too much, too strong. So it will filter some of that and then takes whatever it wants to. It wants to get some prescription out of this,
Mm-hmm.
some what to do,
Mm-hmm.
to do list. Okay, please don't. This message, this interview is not about what to do. I'm not giving you anything that to do. What I'm saying is just stop and look. See it for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Do not believe what I said. Do not believe anything I said. Because belief doesn't set you free anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you what is here, who you are, but that doesn't work. That doesn't help you.
Right.
That's not freedom. I don't want to pour all this information. You don't need information. This is not about information. This path is not about information. It's about knowing. It's about recognition. How's that?
Mm-hmm.
You need to recognize what is true. And once you know it, that's it. That's done. You're done. knowing is important.
Mm-hmm.
And also, and then another thing is that right now, when I this happened to me years ago, I was thinking that, oh my God, this is so simple. Let me help other people to
Mm-hmm.
see that.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't. It is now. It is now. So I am very, very selective right now. Very choosy, very, very selective.
Mm-hmm.
Someone has to be so authentic. So I would invite them here
Mm-hmm.
because I really don't want to waste somebody's time coming all the way from Europe and all over the place, not being ready for this knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be ready for it. And if you're not, as I said, that
Excuse
is
me.
also grace.
Mm-hmm.
There is no one thing better than the other.
Right. So, and I mean, this list it's, um, I guess, loose guidelines that will go into a book. I mean, this is a book about opening to grace, and so
Right.
that's just why I'm pulling out these little little diamonds about, I don't know, helping people to stop for a moment. So, and so then again, the other side, but it feels like you've already answered a lot of it is about things that get in the way. Right off, that there's someone that there's someone getting in the way. We could start there.
Yeah. Well, in the getting on the way, very simple. The ignorance is here.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's getting on the way.
Mm-hmm.
Ignorance means what? That means every breath that I'm taking,
Mm-hmm.
I am ignoring what is true here. Totally. Okay? Ignore.
Mm-hmm.
And then pretend, see, pretend
Mm-hmm.
to be this person in the head
Mm-hmm.
every moment that has all this body and mind and all this emotion and all this play and this is me and my story.
Mm-hmm.
That is ignorance.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So the duality is real. It seems very real. This body feels absolutely so real.
Mm-hmm.
But if you see this only the reality, only the truth, that is ignorance. Because you don't see the other side. See, there is
Mm-hmm.
the other side of this. But
Mm-hmm.
behind this, there is existence.
Mm-hmm.
And that is what I am.
Mm-hmm.
I am this existence. This is when you have that conviction, the ignorance drops. So when ignorance drops, you see. This seeing is not with this eye seeing, it's a seeing.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing is like this kind of a seeing. Seeing that I am this. I am this. And anything else that I see is in me. There is
Mm-hmm.
nothing lack. I am full
Mm-hmm.
and complete. Moment to moment, you feel yourself as this. Fulfilled, complete. No phony desires. No more.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need anything. As who I am, there's nothing I want here. Not because there's nothing missing.
Mm-hmm.
Ever.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is that right now in this play is happening so that in the midst of that, you wake up. See, you need to wake up based on experiences you have. Don't say that experience is bad. That is the grace. You
Mm-hmm.
have to see the grace in that. If it's something, so a child, a newborn dies, that is a grace. How do you know it's not a grace? Birth is not only good grace. You see, to the mind is like a birth is good, a death is not good.
Mhm.
These are both one. It's not one better than the other.
Mhm.
Everything is coming to you. Everything ever happened up to this moment was the grace to wake you up from this illusion, from this play, from this dream, from this nightmare sometimes.
Mhm.
I see people going through
Mhm.
such nightmare. And I, when I'm looking at them, I say, oh, this woman can wake up this moment, this is the chance to
Mhm.
wake up, to
Mhm.
see you're not this, to
Mhm.
see this is just a play. You are
Mhm.
not this. This is not what defines you. You are watching it completely. It is nothing, you have never been affected, but any of that. I mean,
Mhm.
what you are is never get any scar, is never touches, nothing can touch that.
Mhm.
Um, the Iranian Sufis, I just want to share this with you. It's
Mhm.
very interesting. What you are is untouched. I'm
Mhm.
trying to say that.
Mhm.
Untouched. Untouched. No scar.
Mhm.
Nothing.
Mhm.
Nothing can affect you. Ever.
Mhm. Mhm.
Okay? Anything comes and goes is nothing to do with you. Is nothing to do whatsoever. 100% untouched. Okay? Pure. They make an example. They say, if you look at the ocean, go in front of the ocean. Okay? Ocean is big,
Mhm.
full of water, right? If you stick your finger into this ocean of water and
Mhm.
just stick it in like
Mhm.
this water that is in your finger right now, from the amount of the water is in your finger has been reduced from the ocean. Isn't that so scientifically speaking?
Mhm.
Yes? Just no matter how small it is.
Mhm.
But a drop or few drops has been reduced from that ocean that it was. Okay? What you are is over and beyond that ocean. It's not even like that ocean.
Mhm.
Because what you are is not even, cannot be even touched by just that little drop.
Mhm.
Find out who you are.
Mhm.
See if this is true, what I said.
Mhm.
Because that, again, you need to recognize that. Knowing that it's important. Yes, you have to confirm that. Absolutely. What
Mhm.
I am is untouched. Nothing can touch this, ever. See, this body can have any kind of a pain,
Mhm.
right? Any kind, anything can happen.
Mhm.
But that is not fully define who I am. But yet I feel it. It's not that if I have a pain, like headache right now, I don't feel. Yes, I do, even more intense. But that is doesn't define who I am.
Mhm.
Who I am is beyond this,
Mhm.
and I'm feeling myself as that,
Mhm.
although I feel the pain,
Mhm.
even very intense. Any emotion can arise. Some people think that if you wake up, there's no emotion. The alchemy it happens after you wake up. The purification, real purification happens. Real grace happens after awakening, to me.
Mhm.
Because every emotion that used to be there lingering is like old pains and whatever memories and emotions and whatever it was based on all this story,
Mhm.
it may arise
Mhm.
to visit.
Mhm.
Okay, but then you will see in your presence this emotion comes up, waits there, plays there, and then all of a sudden dissolves.
Mhm.
And this is called real alchemy.
Mhm.
That means all these emotions are welcome. You're
Mhm.
not going to stop having emotions, you're going to have them all.
Mhm.
Knowing that I am not that emotion.
Mhm.
See, before, as an individual, when an emotion would arise, I am sad, I am mad, I am this, I am that.
Mhm.
So immediately you identify with that because you don't know who you are.
Mhm.
When you know that I am this existence, presence that is here, any emotion is more than welcome.
Mhm.
You just wait for all the emotion to come up on
Mhm.
the surface so you see your greatness, so you see your vastness.
Mhm.
So you see that this emotion is nothing to do with me. I can bear this over and beyond.
So, I it's my sense there will be a chapter in the book about horrible things that happen, about the atrocities that people do against each other today,
Yes.
rape, abuse, murder. So that is grace,
Yes.
and
Let me tell you what that rape. Let's go to the rape.
yeah,
Imagine I am this body. I feel that I am this body. And somebody comes and rape this body. Okay. In the midst of this pain that it gives me. See, this rape means violence, violation. This violation can wake me up right there and there. Because this nightmare is so unbearable all of a sudden. Because this identification of me that has been raped, this poor little me, this victim gets so strong, it can possibly, I'm saying possibly. So, is that a grace? Of course it is. But if it's not, if this didn't happen there, okay, it may happen because I can, again, I carry this with me as this is me. This incident happened to me, poor little me, poor little me. In the midst of all that, all of a sudden, you will notice that this me that I'm talking about is only in the head. It's only a thought. It is nothing to do with what I am right now. Because when I'm checking right now, nothing happened to me. See, this is by investigation. You investigate. Sometimes you feel some stuff happens to people. They say that I feel like I'm crashed. Crashed. Who is crashed? Check it out. This moment. Who is crashed? Who exactly is crashed? You're here. You're reporting. So if you're reporting here as a witness, how could you be crashed? If you crashed, you couldn't even talk. So who is crashed? See, you catch that. You catch that thing that is not real in you. That duality vanished. Because in each person there is this duality. There is this me and the ultimate. There is this me and the grace. But when you notice all these incidents, events happens, so that you know this me that you're claiming to be, who is attached to this particular incident, it's not real. The incident is there. Don't get me wrong. That incident, events happening are there. But there is this me in here is claiming that I am that. You need to question mark that. Are you the incident? Are you this person in the incident? Or there is only the incident? Which one is true? See? This is important. These are the important questions we ask. So it's not just the path of spirituality. I go you just sit down and do meditate and I find out. No, life is your meditation. Life that you're living right now is the space of your meditation, of your recognition. Everything that happens to you is the place for you to see what is the truth. What is the truth? What is the fiction? You see the fiction and you don't identify with the fiction anymore because you know what is the truth in every moment. Now, if in this incidence of rape you didn't see that, okay, something else is going to happen. Something else might happen. because you draw into your life things because you want to wake up somehow. You want to find out what is the truth in here somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, everybody's path is awake. I honestly believe that everyone, whoever takes this body mind, wants to get to know some stuff, some truth.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know to that what degree, but everybody, if you ask everyone, do you want to know what is the truth? Of course. I don't want to fool myself, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who's going to say, yes, I want to sit down and fool myself anymore? Everybody wants to say, yes, but for some reason, in their action, it doesn't seem that they're so sincere. It seems like they want to know, but they don't want to know
Mm-hmm.
at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
See, I see those things, those
Mm-hmm.
people very, very vividly. I see.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes, I want to see the truth. Show me the truth. But then yet, you want to be this individual. Strongly, you're attached, so that it wants to know that. This individual who wants to know the truth
Mm-hmm.
will never find it
Mm-hmm.
because this individual does not even exist to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
This individual is a thought in the head. That's all it is.
Mm-hmm.
Once that's been recognized, you see absolutely the only thing that is real is this truth, is right here, right now. And this is what I am.
Mm-hmm.
And I am watching. Now my life, see, whatever is happening here is happening in my presence. It's not happening to me anymore, to me as this.
Mm-hmm.
It happens in my presence.
Mm-hmm.
So I take care of it. Whatever it needs to be responded, it's going to come
Mm-hmm.
as the presence, not as a person.
Mm-hmm.
Huge difference.
Mm-hmm.
It's a huge different kind of a lifestyle. Although there's a little tweak in the mind changed, the vision changes because your vision changes. You're not living in the realm of fiction anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You see the fiction, you play the fiction, you honor the fiction. You're not going to deny the fiction,
Mm-hmm.
but you know it. You know the fact, you know the truth
Mm-hmm.
behind that. And you will never, ever fall back to sleep again. You will never. Someone who wakes up totally will never fall back to sleep. Impossible.
Mm-hmm.
Impossible. It's like when the light comes, darkness naturally disappears.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that you have to take a broom and go after the darkness. It's not like that.
Mm-mm.
See?
Yeah.
The light.
Mm-hmm.
That is the conviction.
Mm-hmm. Hmm. Um, do you have more time? There's another question, or do you feel
Sure, you please ask any question. I want this to be a complete interview. You
okay?
ask all the questions that is lingering in your head. Let it bring it out. Let it just face it. Let's
Okay.
face it.
Um, so, what is your understanding of free will versus God's will?
There is this question arises from the mind that is living in the realm of duality. There is this me
Mm-hmm.
and there is this God, this two-ness in here.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, I have to have this clarify whether there is this me and my will or God and God's will, right?
Mm-hmm.
That is what the religion tells us, what the
Mm-hmm.
belief system tells us. What I want you to feel, what if you drop this idea completely?
Mm-hmm.
And knowing that this duality that has been created is only a thought, a mental image
Mm-hmm.
of me as a separate, as this, and God as something up there. And then I want to know which one is working what. If you drop this question,
Mm-hmm.
what is here that is true?
Mm-hmm.
The truth is here. whatever is unfold, it unfolds right in front of this. It just unfolds. It's like a projection.
Mm-hmm.
This moment, there is no time.
Mm-hmm.
Time is not real. In this presence, all there is this projection.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever it needs to be taken care of is being taken care of through all these bodies.
Mm-hmm.
So there is no individual doer who is in the head, who is trying to do certain things,
Mm-hmm.
and or there is this God who predestines everything. None of that is
So, how would you describe, or not describe, what would you say? So, somebody starts their way of coping with stress is they start drinking. And at first they drink for fun, and then they had a hard day at work, and so now they're drinking to cope with life, and now they're needing a drink to actually make it through the day. And so there's been what appears is this choice of, oh yeah, let me have a drink, and now I need a drink. And so there's this deterioration, if you will, or supposed deterioration, into alcoholism. And um, it's kind of baffling that life would choose that life is, or I work in downtown San Francisco, and lots of homeless people there, and it's like, wow, really, life is, I, I see awareness looking out their eyes, and wow. Um, so what would you, how would you address that?
there's nothing to address.
It feels like there is in my book, but
See, there is the thing is that I know where your mind is going to.
yes.
The mind likes to say, this is not good, this spirituality path is good.
Mm.
We want to just, I want you to just say, what if you would drop all that? If I, as an awareness, as a consciousness, as being, want to experience this body so that I can relieve myself, my pain and suffering through alcohol,
Mm-hmm.
so let's be it. That is my solution, because
Mm-hmm.
I want to stay. See, this is not a how can I say, this solution that I pick for myself is a way of living.
Mm-hmm.
I want to experience life in the body with this alcohol as a relief.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. There is no good thing about it or no bad thing about it. There's just experience. This is how I see it.
Mm.
So there is no judgment that, oh, this guy is homeless, why he's sitting up there. No, what's wrong with the homeless? That's free. To me, that homeless is free. Set himself free with all this stupid bureaucracy and companies and dealing with people. He doesn't want to do that. He wants to be free that way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Be homeless. I see in Hawaii, actually, when I go visit my family, they're all over. They're
Mm.
right next to the beach. They're enjoying the beautiful weather and living.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that's the lifestyle. See, I always wanted to emphasize that there is no one thing, one life better than the other.
Mm-hmm.
There is this variety of experiences that is happening. And they're all serving its own purpose, whatever that purpose is. We don't have to dig in to see what is the purpose of alcoholism or drug using or this and that.
Mm-hmm.
There is no reason. There is no real reason, you know. And I don't even want to say the reason is ignorance. It's not that, because if I like to experience life as that, I am doing it. I want to see how it feels to be homeless. I want to see it. They want to experience that. That experience is some sort of whatever fulfillment is there. It is there, believe me, it is there.
Mm-hmm.
So I would never, I cannot even evaluate that. I would never, there's no judgment comes out of that. You know what?
Mm-hmm.
Because it is,
Well,
it is just the way it is. It is what it is.
I mean, I bring it up in, there's a lot of suffering. There's freedom, but there's also
Absolutely.
absolutely so much suffering, and it is so hard on the body, and they're clearly in a lot of pain, is what I see.
Absolutely.
Um,
Absolutely. But you know something, that suffering, sometimes it's needed to be experienced,
mm,
to be surfaced. You see, they are trying to see their power somehow. Can I handle this suffering? Yes, they are. They're doing it.
mm,
They're doing it indirectly, not consciously.
mhm,
Unconsciously, they're doing it.
mhm,
See, being a homeless is not easy.
mm-mm,
People are so afraid of that. But
mhm,
someone who is sitting there as a homeless there, okay, it has a guts. He has a lot of guts to be there in that position, and he is experiencing it
mhm,
openly.
mhm,
So indirectly, he is seeing his power
mm,
underneath.
mm,
He knows this homelessness is nothing to do with real,
mm,
real.
mhm,
It doesn't affect me.
mhm,
See, I always say that people, when they're dying, the last breath, if you die consciously, that means you don't go to the coma or anything.
mhm,
I totally believe the last breath that you take, you see this whole entire thing.
mm,
This curtain will drop, and you know this was all dream. Nothing ever happened to me. Nothing, nothing,
mm,
you know. But the idea is, it would be nice if you wake up to this before this body dies.
mhm,
Why do we have to wait until the last minute?
mhm,
Which is
mhm,
nothing wrong with that. I'm not
mhm,
saying it is, but it is nice to know, oh my goodness, this, what I am is nothing can be affected. I am not changing. Things does not change. Like being a homeless does not change who I am. Does not affect who I am.
mhm,
See, if someone gets into that depth, that homelessness is waking you up. So what? Who am I to judge that?
mhm,
To
mhm,
say you should not be homeless, you should be working in a company. Actually, if you go to a company and working, you get so involved, you forget about yourself.
mhm.
The chances of for you to wake up is much better to be a homeless, right? Next to in the sleeping in the street.
Mhm.
Honestly, see, does it make
Mm.
sense to you?
Yes, it does.
It
Mhm.
does.
Oh
It
yeah.
does. We know.
Mhm.
See, deep down we know this.
Mhm. Mhm.
So who am I to judge that one?
Mm.
Or someone with alcohol. Alcohol, because you know why you refer to alcohol? Because you know a dimension of you is so always so intoxicated. It's so joyful.
Mhm.
You remember it somehow, back of your
Mm.
mind. You
Mm.
remember this.
Mhm.
But somehow you don't know how to make it happen. Okay? That intoxication, that real you is always intoxicated with joy.
Mm. Mm.
Okay? Because you think that you are this person, you don't know who you are, you're trying to emulate that now.
Mhm.
Now, how I'm gonna do that? Alcohol,
Mhm.
drugs, they do that for you temporarily, yes.
Mhm.
Temporarily, they bring you that sense of openness,
Mhm.
sense of fulfillment, sense of satisfaction.
Mhm.
But unfortunately, once it wears out, you go down deeper,
Mhm.
deeper into trouble.
Mhm.
So people, they are looking for solution, but they don't know the solution that they're looking for is not outside.
Yeah.
It's not in the stuff. It's
Mm.
not in the things.
Mhm.
It's not in the objects. What I am is nothing to do with the objects. Okay, so you need to then you can, well, once you experience that, actually, once you experience that alcohol and you recognize that's not it, then I have to look somewhere else. Actually, let me tell you something that Rumi says.
Mm.
It just reminds me of that, just very similar to what we just talked about. It says, let me say it in Persian, okay? Then I have to translate. It says, همه را بیازمودم ز تو خوشترم نیامد چو فرو شدم به دریا چو تو گوهرم نیامد سر خمها گشادم ز هزار می چشیدم چو شراب سرکش تو به لب و سرم نیامد. He says, I tried everything in this world. Everything and everything. I went deep into the ocean to find the truth. I couldn't find it. He says, I opened every single wine bottle and I drank from them. None of them was the one like you in my body and in my mind. Symbolically, every single of these wines and alcohol and drugs and people and relationship, these are all these bottles of different wines. You try that. You have to. If you don't try that, how do you know that it's not in? So maybe I have to try alcohol. What's wrong with that? Let me try alcohol to see if it is in there. When I recognize not there, it's not there, it's not in that, it's not in relationship, it's not in this, in that, then what? But I know it's there. See, we all know there is something is there that it is fulfilling. It is permanent. We know that. It is in our, whatever that is, core of our being. We know that. But we don't know where to look. That is the problem of humanity. Do not know that after you look through all that in this play of Lila, you want to call it, then you have to turn this way. See, your face were always that way. Now you have to turn this way a little bit and see what is here. Because what I was looking for was always here. That's the funny part. That's the part that I start crying. Oh my God. This was just, I couldn't believe it. The tear was, how could I miss this? Oh my goodness. I looked everywhere. How could I miss this? That's ignorance. I was ignoring this every moment in my life. So once you find it, this is you are the more fulfilling thing there is. There is nothing above this. Nothing. Nothing can happen to me so that I can be more fulfilled than this. Nothing. This is it. See, this is it. And then you take a breath and live. You live for the first time. Living is like living as this, not living as a person. Living as a person is only a very, very, very superficial part of it, which is not even real. Because when the body drops, this whole thing drops. The whole thing. Me and my life and my story, what I did, all of the above. But there is something here that is never gonna drop. Never gonna drop, no matter what happened to this body and the mind. Doesn't matter. What does that have to do with me? Anything can happen. Do you know that? Anything can happen. Anything will happen. It doesn't affect who I am. See, I am the one that is not changing ever. And that is the one that you can trust. See, we are looking for something to trust, something to lean on, something to cling to, if you want to call it. It's not even a cling. You cannot even cling into that. But I have to say use some word, something to trust. This is it. This is it. Nothing else is trustworthy. No relationship you can say I am in. Oh, this guy is my no. I'm sorry. No matter how much somebody promises you that, he cannot promise not to die. He can drop dead every moment. So that relationship you cannot count on. The children that you have, you cannot count on. They are coming and going. Well, yeah, the play is there, but that is nothing. That really should not affect on who you truly are. And that is life. That is life. That to me. That's the life. That's life. And it's beautiful. And where is the suffering? Suffering is when I don't know who I am. I just have this sense of lack. Something's missing constantly. I want to keep add things to myself. Something is wrong. It seems like something is wrong. Nothing is wrong. Nothing to become, nothing to attain. See, nothing to get rid of. And you welcome every emotion. All the emotions arises, let them come. You will notice that how you're handling it, how beautifully, powerfully you're handling it. No hassle, no problem, no fuss. You see that?
Has it been your experience while you were talking? I was thinking of the work I do with clients, and there is this, well, if I let go of this belief, they're actually worried about letting go of the belief because what if they're wrong?
See, you
Right?
can't just let go of the belief.
Right. That's
Who is letting go of the belief? Who is there to let go of this belief? There is this ego belief, and there is this super ego in there. I want to get rid of this belief. It's not like that. It's not like, oh, I'm gonna drop this. I am this present. It's not like that. This is something. That's why I'm saying this path is difficult. That's not something that mentally you can decide that I'm gonna let go of this belief. It's not like that. This is a true understanding and conviction from within. From within, it's gonna happen. It's just like a shift. It's like opening happens, not mental. Although the mind is involved, I'm not saying mind is not involved, but it is not something that the mind can decide.
right.
That I'm gonna drop this idea, and I'm gonna take another idea, because that's what mind likes to do. Oh, I'm gonna drop this religious idea. Now I'm spiritual. They're both the same thing. Because this is not a belief system. It's not that I don't believe that anymore. Let's believe this. Because belief is just mental. And who is in the mind who believes that? Is the ego. There is a me in there, in the head, as a separate individual, who thinks that this is a good idea for me to believe in this. No, that's not. This is not about that kind of a. That kind of a path is another belief system. This path is about deep recognition and conviction, pure, doubt-free, doubt-free. Because if you believe something, there is always a doubt behind that, isn't it? It's like, I don't know if this is true, if it's not true.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is what I heard. That's not what we're talking about at all.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what we're talking about. When I say self knowledge, is not a knowledge like a mental knowledge. You understand it mentally.
Mm-hmm.
Although it may start from there, but it doesn't stay there. It goes deep.
Mm-hmm.
It goes deep and to the gut level. See, gut means like core of your being, right here,
Mm-hmm.
in your heart and belly.
Mm-hmm.
This area, you know, in the core of your being, what is true. What is true? What is true and what is the fiction?
Mm-hmm.
And you're never gonna get confused again,
Mm-hmm.
ever.
Yeah.
And it's self-shining. See, this is powerful.
Mm.
This is not something I learned. It's not that, it's not something you learn something and then you go talk about it and let the people know about that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like information. I'm not transferring information to you.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. It's about expression. This is about expression of who I am. It's coming out.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very simple, if you notice, very simple. It doesn't use very complex words. It doesn't use spiritual words and not holy words or any of that. None of that either, because it's not that really. It is really talks about a truth, what is so present,
Mm-hmm.
so undeniably here. See, so here, so vivid.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot deny that. And you can deny anything else except this.
Mm-hmm.
Because anything I look right now is here but it's not here. Because eventually this computer is gonna vanish, collapse.
Mm-hmm.
This table, this body.
Mm-hmm.
Anything I look at, I know that there's a stamp of destruction already in it.
Mm-hmm.
Already this is dead for me.
Mm-hmm.
But there is something here that it doesn't expire
Mm-hmm.
ever. And that is what I am. For sure.
Mm-hmm.
Doubt free. Doubt free. You have to know that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You see, this is something. This is a knowing. And you live as this.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, beautiful. Well, thank you.
My pleasure.
I really appreciate you sharing this beautiful Dharma with me. And yeah. Um, would you like a copy of the interview or?
Sure. That
Okay.
would be nice. I
Okay.
can put it in my website.
Okay.
You can see that. Thank you
Okay.
very much for your time.
Uh-huh. Thank you.
Thank you. And if you ever have any more questions or anything else, even if you want to have another interview to clarify
Uh-huh.
a few things,
Mm-hmm.
I'll be more than happy.
Well, thank you.
All right. Peace be with you.
Yeah, you too. Bye-bye.